Hi, welcome to Improve Work podcast. Here you'll find resources to level up your leadership role and create the team that you want. It's Daniela here. Feel free to ask me questions about today's episode's topic. Also, if you'd like me to speak about a specific topic, let me know. You'll find my email address in the description of this episode. I hope you enjoy it and subscribe. Okay, let's get started. So, how to align your employees' personal goals with your business goals and interest? Let's face it, we are all driven force by our own interest and goals. This doesn't mean that we are selfish or careless of others. By contrary, it's our responsibility to take care of our own interest and goals. Do you agree? Who else should care about our dreams and goals if not ourselves? Maybe our closest friends and relatives will support us in pursuing them, but they will not do the work for us. This means that your employees are driven by their own interest and goals first. How many times have this interest interfered with your business interest? From an employee perspective, the business goals and interest are overwritten by his or her personal interest and goals. When an employee thinks that something is not aligned with his interest, can behave in different ways. For example, can choose to perform superficially the task that he doesn't want to do, can retain himself from helping a colleague with whom he is competing for a promotion, can refuse to stay a half an hour extra time when are urgent things to do because he has his own urgent things or just because he prefers to do something else. Can have attitudes through which he shows his dissatisfaction, such as complaining, withdrawing from others, not participating at the level he is capable of. Or can leave the company because it doesn't offer him what he wants, for example, the development opportunities that he is looking for, the salary raise or benefits that he wants, the work environment that he would like to have. The employee's references for evaluating his job and forming his perceptions of it are his past experiences and his future goals, or simply what he wants in the future. That is why it's so important to know your employees' past work experiences in detail and at the same time what they want in the future. Because we have by nature the tendency to grow, you won't often find a person who will be content with less than he had in the past. There are people who apply for lower positions that they had before and who accept lower positions, but this doesn't mean that they are happy with their jobs. I saw this all the time during my experience in hiring projects. Some people accept lower job positions just as a temporary solution for their difficult situations. They take a break for a few months just to rest, but then they start to look again for what they really want. And they should do this if they don't want to be in professional regression for a long time. I myself accepted a job that I knew wasn't what I wanted because I was exhausted of searching again and again, day after day, a job that didn't seem to exist for me. I was pursuing my own interest. I knew it wasn't in the employer's interest to hire me, as I wasn't going to stay there for a long time. I'm not proud of myself for doing that, and it turned out that I didn't get any relief from the pressures I was feeling. It just added other worries about feeling like I was in the wrong place with the wrong people for me. Not that they were bad people, but they were not the right people for me. Coming back to the main idea, the employee compares what he has now with what he had in the past. The more details you know about the employee's past work experiences, the more you'll have more data to understand how he perceives his current job. Details not only about the task that he did, but also about the autonomy that he had in the past jobs, the leadership that he had, the growing or evolution that he had, the organizational culture types that he experienced, the working conditions that he had. Based on that, you can take decisions related to the employee role in the company and to other aspects of his job that are important for him. And the more details you know about how the employee wants to develop professionally, the more you'll understand the direction where he wants to go and whether that direction can be followed in your company. You'll see if you can create opportunities for him to go in that direction. Furthermore, to better understand the employee's behavior and how he forms his perceptions of the current job, consider that the employee compares what he gives to the company and what he receives from it with what his colleagues with similar positions give to the company and what they receive from it. Plus, he compares his inputs and outputs with what other people outside the company give and receive at their workplaces. Equity is very important in the workplace. When the employee thinks that something is not right or fair to him, he will react in different ways to reduce the tension created by the situation that is perceived as unfair. Looking from your side of view, when your business interests are not fulfilled by the employees, you take action to correct or improve the behaviors that you consider that are not okay. Is this true? How do you correct the behaviors? Do you treat the symptoms or the source of the symptoms? If you treat just the symptoms, the source is still there. The problem is not solved. Instead of reacting to these kinds of behaviors, you can be a few steps ahead and prevent them, or at least prevent a large part of them. You can do this only if you align your employees' expectations and goals with your business goals and interests. What does this mean? It means that working with you to achieve the business goals, they are achieving their own goals. First, you have to know what are your employees' personal goals and interests. Then you have to create a clear path for them so they know that if they achieve what you want from them, they can achieve their own goals. If they don't know if they can obtain what they want professionally in your company, they may start looking for those opportunities somewhere else or just disengage and reduce their efforts. I don't want to scare you, but this is how things happen. There are only a few people who will go to their employer and ask for what they want. Why only a few? Because they aren't used to doing that, and because if they don't succeed to obtain what they ask for, it's going to be hard for them to move on. Once an employee expresses his request, it's clear that there are some unmet expectations and things aren't quite right between you two. How things turn out in such situations depend a lot of the employee's ability to negotiate and also on your abilities to negotiate. Although it's nothing wrong for an employee to ask for what he wants, it's not recommended for the employer to take decisions based on the employee's abilities to negotiate. It can generate a strange range of rewards and compensations that don't reflect the value that the employees bring to the company, but rather each employee's abilities to sell himself. As I mentioned earlier, people compare what they bring to and what they receive from the company with what other colleagues with similar positions bring to and receive from the company. They value equity. If you trust that rewards and compensations are confidential, think again. Is it true that they don't talk about it or that they can figure out how much a person earns based on his expenses? If you accept the employee's arguments for giving him certain benefits, consider giving the same benefits to those who have a similar value for the company, even though they haven't said anything about wanting something more. You'll make a lot of people happy. So, if an employee asks to go to a training and you accept his request, see if other employees with similar positions want to go at the training or at another training. If an employee asks you for a salary raise and you want to give him that raise, adjust the salaries of the employees with similar positions too. Nobody would be okay with the fact that a colleague with a similar position earns more even if this person's contribution is lower. This kind of inequities often happens when new hires are made. When the candidates come with higher salary expectations and the employer is pressured to hire someone, he may offer more to the new employee than to the employees with similar positions who are in the company for a long period of time and are more experienced. This will lead to their dissatisfaction and demotivation. People are seeing these things even they don't talk about them in front of you. So, when you are the one who take initiative and ask each employee what are his or her personal professional expectations, you take off the pressure from those who want to come to you with requests, and you give everybody a chance to express their thoughts about their current jobs. I remember that in the past, when I would hear that someone went and claimed certain benefits, I would think to myself, I wish I was as bold as that person. The frustration was there, but I didn't go to ask for more. It might not be so easy for you to have these discussions with them, but creating this transparency will help you see more accurate the current situation and take better decisions. You'll be able to see more clearly when the decisions you are taking for an employee are interfering with his own interests and goals, and what are the things that drives him and will ensure his engagement 100%. You can have these discussions with the help of the online program that I've created for you, named How to Motivate Your Employees so they care for your business and help you grow it. You'll get a framework to analyze your employees' motivation related to 7 aspects of their jobs: job characteristics, their benefits, the leadership style they receive, work relationships, professional development opportunities, company's values versus employees' values, company's goals versus employees' goals. To learn more about this program, click the bottom of the end of this blog post, scroll down and you'll find it. To conclude, when you want to motivate your employees, take into consideration 1. The employee past work experience. Find out as much detail as possible. 2. His professional plans for the future. 3. How he sees himself compared with his colleagues in terms of inputs and outputs. 4. How he sees himself compares with other people with similar positions from other companies in terms of inputs and outputs. And 5. Consider to align the employee's personal goals with your business goals and interest. Don't forget to check the online program that I mentioned before and subscribe to receive notification for new posts. Thank you. Bye bye for now.